Baseball Game of the Week. Tonight from Raiders Stadium on the campus of South Rowan, it's the Raiders of South Rowan taking on the Wonders from A.L. Brown of Kannapolis. Good evening, everyone. I'm Randy Whitley along with Steve Gant. Welcome you. An overflow crowd is expected tonight. A big ball game. It's always a tremendous rivalry when the Raiders and Wonders get together, Steve.
I tell you, overflow crowd is the key word. They brought in 36 or 38 extra bleachers tonight in the end zones and down the opponent sideline over here. All kind of extra bleachers. You know, I had a chance to talk to the coaches before the game. Both of them seem to have knots in their stomach, butterflies. Bruce was real busy with his backfield, so he sent Bill Whiteman out. Biggest game of probably young Rick Van Hoy's career. So, you know, it's a lot at stake tonight. Bragging rights.
Well, of course, one team's going to try to stop the other team's strong point. That's going to open up something else. You got the passing game, Kevin Side, Sean have two great quarterbacks, good running backs on both teams, offensive line, defensive line, special teams. Man, it's just going to be all these. I think the players might be a little tight early in the game.
Yeah, I know everybody's tight today. You know, not only the players, not only the coaches, but the community. You know, this is a big rivalry. South Rowan, in a long time, has got a shot at beating Kannapolis, and who knows? You know, in about 2 hours from now, we'll all know. So it's going to be an exciting game. Stay tuned, watch it.
We'll talk to the coaches, meet the starting lineups, and have the kickoff. It's all coming up next as A.L. Brown takes on South Rowan, our Metro 12 Game of the Week. Continue to file in here at Raiders Stadium for a big early season non-conference game, folks. Believe it or not, but bragging rights for another year to the victor tonight. Steve Gant earlier had a chance to talk to head coach Rick Van Hoy, and these were Rick's comments about tonight's game.
Thanks, Randy Whitty. We're here with Rick Van Hoy, the head coach of the South Rowan Raiders. I tell you what, Rick, there's no doubt about it. This is probably the biggest game of your coaching career.
No doubt about it. 4 games in is a pretty big one to have right off the bat, but we're looking forward to it, and I'm excited and I'm ready to play.
You know, anytime you get Kannapolis at home, your home field has got to be an advantage in your favor. Coming off already a 3-0 season, getting them off of a win, I know you're concerned about that. Or, I'm sorry, getting them off of a loss, I know you're concerned about that.
Yeah, and we've talked about it all week. We know they're going to be ready to play football tonight. Their coaches obviously have worked hard all week. They want to prove themselves. They want to redeem themselves for their fans and for themselves. And we know we've got a dogfight in our hands in a few minutes.
Rick, I tell you, everybody knows Chris Torrance is a major key, a player. He's proven himself. What about the passing game? You know they're going to key on Chris Torrance. What about the passing game?
Well, we've worked on our passing game all fall. It just seems that the situation in terms of the 3 games we played so far, we didn't need the passing game. And we feel like we've got a legitimate passing game. We also know it's going to have to come through for us tonight because they're going to key on Chris. I've talked to Chris about it. He's got to realize that they're probably going to key on him. He may not be able to break through first couple times he gets the football, but we feel like our passing game will be sufficient for the time being.
Do you feel like we'll see Chris carry the ball as much tonight as he has in the past? After all, you know, you've got a successful program, and you got to go with what got you here.
That's right. To win football games, you've got to be able to stop the run and run the football. And Chris is going to get the ball 20 times. I just hope our offensive line continues to progress and gel the way they've done all year. If that happens, I think we'll be all right.
Rick, we talked Wednesday night on Headliners. Your team seemed to be pretty good. No injuries. Anything changed since Wednesday night here just 2 days later?
Right. No, everybody's still healthy and ready to go. I think we're all just ready to play. It's a lot of hype, especially in this part of the county. A lot of hype. A lot of people talk about it. People have been telling the kids, we just need to play. And the kids are ready to play.
Are you about the coach? Coach ready?
Well, the coach ain't quite ready, but he'll have to be ready just a little bit.
Rick, thanks for talking to us and good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, Randy, back to you and Woody.
Thanks, Steve. There you see an anxious fan awaiting, and Woody, glad you made it here. He was a victim of the overflow crowd already.
Goodness gracious, I didn't think they'd be parking them 3/4 of a mile down the road out here.
Look at it this way. You're halfway home when the game's over with.
I guess.
Steve also had a chance to talk with assistant coach Bill Whiteman and about the Wonders and their pregame comments.
Thanks again, Randy Whitty. We call it Bill Whiteman. I tell you what, Bill, another major game. It seems like every time Kannapolis hits the football field, it's a big hurdle, a big obstacle to overcome. You know, South Rowan, one of the biggest rivalries in the state. How's the team? How's the coaches? How's everybody feeling about tonight's game?
Well, we got a great feeling about tonight. I think anytime you come from a loss like we did against Stateville, You can come out one of two ways. You can either feel sorry for yourself on Monday, or you can come out and put on your work boots and prepare for the next week. I feel like our kids have done a great job this week of motivating themselves and making up their mind that they want to be a complete football team. They've made coaching enjoyable this week. I've had as much fun this week coaching as in all the years that I've been coaching. And we really are anticipating a great game tonight.
I tell you, Bill, it's no secret that Chris Torrance, the running back for South Rowan, has proven himself. I know he's going to be a key in the ball game. Are you guys going to key on him? If so, will that open up the passing game for South Rowan?
Well, it's a little hard to key on one particular player when they've got three in the backfield that can do the job. We're going to play our defense and try to shut down what they do best. I think Torrance is just one facet of their offense. We've got to stop it all. We can't just stop one thing. If we wrap up and tackle and then are aggressive like we are capable of doing, then I think all things considered it'll take care of itself.
Win or lose tonight, how does this prepare the team for the weeks to come? You know, a loss to South Rowan, a big rivalry, does that get the guys in and hard to get back up? Or on the other hand, a win here at South Rowan, is it self-motivating? Does that pump the guys up?
Well, I think we try not to look too far down the road. We try to take one game at a time and prepare for that game, do the very best we can, and hopefully every week come in and win, and that builds on a little bit more momentum for the next game. Regardless of the outcome of this game, we'll line up and play the very next week if the buses don't break down. But we are anticipating a great effort tonight.
I know when everybody sees this interview, they're going to say, gosh, what's wrong with Bruce? Bruce walked past us, no problems. He's attending to his backfield right now, and he's always nervous before a ball game.
Very nervous. I think tonight Bruce wanted to spend some time with his players, and he's done a great job of motivating his team all week, and we put a lot into it. Him not being able to speak tonight, I think gave me an opportunity to say a few things, takes a little pressure off him and relaxes him for game time.
Talk about motivating the team and getting the team ready. How's the workouts been this week? And I know we talked to you guys Wednesday night. Has anything changed since Wednesday night?
No, nothing's changed since Wednesday night. We're still going with our package that we have set up. The players, as far as what we're asking them to do, hopefully we won't ask them to do so much both ways. That's one of the areas that we really concentrated on this week, was trying to two-platoon as much as possible, where kids don't get tired. I think that was a big problem last Friday night. We got tired.
Bill, we're going to let you go to work. Thanks for talking to us, and good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.
Okay, we'll be back to meet the participants of tonight's game with tonight's starting lineups after this timeout. Back at Raider Stadium, let's go for the coin toss right now.
93, Captain Williams. 22, Captain Brown. Captain Spear from the home team. Number 18, Captain Connor. Number 6, Captain Torrance. Number 45, Captain Kodish. And your talking captain, Captain Side. Shake hands, man. My fellow officials tonight are Mr. Causey, Mr. Jones, Mr. DeVera, and Mr. Hadley. If you have any problems or any questions, we'll be glad to help you, okay? You the business team, I got a silver dollar. Heads, tails. Call it while it's in the air. If I drop it, I'll flip it again. Are you ready? Tails, he calls. He calls it tails. It is a tail. Which goal do you want to defend? Okay, switch your back this way. White limit ball, and they want to receive. Hey guys, shake hands. Have a good game.
Woody, let's meet the A.L. Brown starting offensive and defensive players.
All right, as we take a look, Sean Allen, the quarterback, we saw him come on late last year. Sheets, Haney, Isaac Tyndall, the receiver now. Then you've got Teal, Butler, Jolly, Reeder, Johnson, Washington, and Gene Rivers. Flipping over to the defense, Rivers there again. Teal, Early, Butler, Williams, Brown, Sheets, Reeves, Tyndall, Seckler, and Lott. Williams, the name to watch there. He played great on TV last year. South Rowan's offense, Grider, Sides, Allen, Corrier, Kodish, Steele, Whaley, Query, Klutz, Doherty, and Miller. And then flipping it over to the defense, you'll see Black, Probst, Connor, Overcash, Cross, Teal, Sherrill, Cook, Goodale, Lomax, and Castor.
A lot of outstanding talent on both sides as we're just a couple of minutes away from teeing it up here. And I think everybody is, well, I take that back. Not everybody is seated yet, but
but boy, they are still coming in here. It's amazing.
We're going to get this one underway. South Rowan, of course, undefeated at this stage of the season. I guess Coach Van Hoy was quoted to say, well, we are the Rowan County champions after that convincing win last week over West Rowan.
And that was big, Randy, because that West Rowan team could score some points. That was their first loss of the year. They started off the season with 2 wins.
A lot of good athletes on that team.
The Raiders just went up there and took charge of that game. Of course, last week, Kannapolis was stunned by Statesville 13-0. A lot of folks knew Statesville was a good team, but they didn't expect that. I think Kannapolis is a better team than that.
Well, both these programs, these are not teams that have a good year every once in a while. These are programs, and both these programs have a lot of character, a lot of heart, a lot of talent. As you see the deep backs, that is number 23, Jake Seckler, and number 5, A.J. Lott. Do they kick it to A.J. Lott? Last week, Statesville did not kick it at all to him, so
well, that's probably a pretty good plan.
Exactly. South Rowan.
He's a guy who can take it all the way on you.
82 for South Rowan. That is Kurt Schroeder. He's a 6 foot, 195-pound senior. Plays tight end as well, and we're about ready to get it underway. South Rowan and A.L. Brown of Kannapolis. And what a rivalry. And the story continues tonight here in 1995. A short kick. Seckler will get it at about the 19, looking for the wall. Or check it, that is Lunt. And he'll get out around the 30, 31-yard line. On the ground and on the coverage that time for South was Ashante Miller. We saw him score a touchdown a couple of weeks ago.
On that short kick like that, Randy, you're going to give a guy like Lott all kinds of room to operate, and he's going to get you, 10 yards about every time you give him an opportunity like that. So pretty good field position for Kannapolis.
Wonders will peel out of the huddle, led by center Michael Jolly. They'll line it up out of the I formation. You've got Sheets and Haney, I believe, in the backfield to start the game. The toss sweep left side. South Rowan with penetration right off the bat. That is Alzado Blackwell, and I think he's the guy who covers the tailback in his defense.
He's an outside linebacker, Randy. He's a senior, and he blasted in there and was licking his chops waiting when Kendall Haney came around. The pitch a little bit behind Kendall. He had to wait just a little bit, but even with that, Blackwell was right there.
Oh, yeah, lost 6 on the play. Knocks the Wonders back to the 25-yard line. Now the one set back in the backfield. Here comes Allen. He'll cut it up, breaks a tackle, get out across the 30, 31, maybe the 34-yard line. Brian Burchett with the tackle for the Raiders defensively.
That's something, Randy, the Raiders are going to have to be aware of all night, because Sean Allen is an outstanding athlete. He can run the ball, and he can turn the corner and be gone on you in a minute. So you're going to have somebody, if you got somebody trying to contain Haney, you're going to have somebody to try and hold Sean Allen down too.
Well, South Rowan's key second down play is for the Wonders in a 3rd and long right now from the 34-yard line. Allen rolls, a little time, dumps it upfield. He's got a receiver, complete, first down, Wonders, A.J. Lunt. And a little bit of double coverage that time. Defending over there was 16, Tony Probst. But a well-thrown ball by Allen, Woody.
Yeah, it got there in time, and a good pattern run that time by A.J. Lott. He got out in the flat and just got the ball across the marker for the first down. So nice execution on that play. Kannapolis really hasn't relied on much of a passing game early in the season because they've been so successful running the ball. Last week, though, it didn't seem like many things went their way.
No, that was one of those easy to forget those kind of games.
Yeah, but this is a good momentum builder to come right out of the box and get the first down.
Toss this time. They cut it upside, and Haney's got some room, and he's into the secondary. He's past the defense, and he could take it the distance. 10-5, touchdown, Kannapolis.
Well, there's the momentum for you.
No penalty markers down. Making a 59-yard run, and there you see the evidence of the quickness and the speed.
Yeah.
And it's going to be all over the field tonight.
Kannapolis has a lot of fast skill players, and I'm not sure, Randy, if anybody laid a finger on Haney. I think he may have just had a huge hole there and got into it and out of it quickly, and that was good night.
What? That's the way you draw it up on the chalkboard. They really sealed the blocks that time as we try for the extra point now. Out of the hole to Tyndall. Duplessis' kick is up, and it is right through the bullseye. 9:46 to go. In the first period, the Wonders break on top after 4 plays, 69 yards. Officially a 58-yard run by Kendall Haney, and once he got past, well, there was nobody there. He got past him in a hurry, too.
Well, maybe we can take a look at that again after the kickoff. And he blasted through a huge hole there, Randy. A great job of blocking out front for him.
Jeff Sheets kicks it off for Kannapolis. Jason Cross backpedaling to about the 6. Good block there. Now he's up the cut. And he's still moving out to the 35-yard line, and he darn near just got away from everybody. Jeremy Cook finally knocked him off his sticks.
He bounced off a few other people down there. Looks like there is another Wonder jersey in there as well. Looks like Scott Rivas is in there. And also number 39, Keith Barber in the middle of that. And now here's where the Raiders want to try and just grind it out, Randy. They want to keep that option, keep the ball moving around back there, and not let Kannapolis get a bead on them.
A couple of weeks ago, we saw Northwest score early, and I think it made the Raiders mad, and they came right back storming down the field. So let's see what Coach Van Hoy and his troops can do here on their first possession from the 35-yard line. Here is size, nobody picks him up. Well, they finally come up and close it at the 39 and a late flag. Jake Seckler with the tackle for the Wonders.
Nice open field tackle by Seckler that time, and you'll have to watch as well to make sure that Kevin Sides doesn't get around the end on you, because he can run pretty good too.
I tell you, he's an outstanding rusher. They talk about his passing, but just the field generalship and leadership on that field. It's hard to replace a kid that's, what, three and a half years starting.
Yeah.
Started as a freshman.
Now, this is going to be against South Moran. Didn't see the signal. We'll get another idea of it here probably when they put the ball down.
Got to be a hold. Got to be a hold.
Yeah, for that big.
Yeah,
okay.
Clip there. Back to the 19-yard line. It will pin the Raiders back deep. And it'll set up 1st and 25, and that's not the way you want to start.
Yeah, well, Kannapolis opened up, what, 2nd and 16 after that big play on 1st down by the defense?
Hey, you can do that, we can do it too. Split backs this time and 2 wide outs. From the 19, Sides gives it to the big fullback. And here's Kodish out to the 24-yard line. Chris, the 5'10 senior, and he is a load to bring down.
Well, how many guys hit Chris before he went down to the turf that time? I mean, it looked like about 5 of them got a shot at him.
They traded a lot of paint, didn't they?
Yeah. You see number 9, David Airy, coming into the lineup now.
We played 3.5 minutes here at Raider Stadium. Wonders with lightning in a bottle to start the game, leading quickly here out to a quick start, 7-0. Now they will flop Grider, the tight end, over on the left side, number 10. I may be checking off here. Let's see. It'll go back to the fullback. Kodish just bowls his way out across the 25-yard line.
Now they're going to have to put it up in the air, Randy. I don't know if he did indeed check off as you thought there. Maybe he saw something on the right side of the Kannapolis line he thought he could take advantage of.
Well, the line to make will be the just shy of the 45-yard line to keep the drive going.
Now, we saw a couple of big pass plays last time we had South Moran on, and we know that Ashante Miller can get down the field.
On 3rd down and long, Sides airing it out. He's got a receiver and just overthrown. He had Miller out there. He had broken away. Looked like the defender had stumbled somewhat. He had a couple of steps there on Jake Seckler.
Yeah, I think Miller got him to turn to the wrong side, gave him a little fake, and it kind of put him a step or two behind, and the ball jumped a little bit off. That's a shame, because Miller, we saw him at a big reverse play against Northwest Cabarrus. He ran all the way, 70 yards or something.
He can get there quick, too. Jason Castor with no pressure all day to punt, and he gets a beauty.
Wow.
But fair catch.
Whoa, what was that now? Didn't he signal the fair catch?
I thought so.
The officials are blowing it dead back here.
There's a flag, yeah.
So now there is some kind of a penalty if you wave your arm and then run. Some kind of 15 yards for trying to trick him or something like that.
Yeah, that's a penalty for trickery. You can't say, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. Let me catch it. And I think if AJ had to do it over again, he probably realized just at the last second, gosh, I got a lot of room here.
You heard a lot of the fans catch that right away and start howling down there.
There are about 6,000 or 7,000 South Rowan fans. Hey, wait a minute. They're discussing with the defensive unit for the Raiders. And we'll give the signal here in just a second. Are we going to re-kick it? Oh, wait a minute. Are they going to step it off from the...
Yeah, now there's a chance here if they're going to do this that the Raiders might get the first down depending on how big of a penalty it is, but I thought that was a call on the change of possession. I guess he has to officially catch it first. But
okay, there was a... Okay, the illegal fair catch.
So South Rowan can move down the field, maybe not get a first down, punt it again, and drive it back further, or are they going to keep the ball?
They're going to have to repunt it.
Yeah, okay. So this will be a choice for field position.
So they will repunt it. There's A.J. Lott. I bet you he's going to rethink his decision this time if he gets another chance. Castor will kick it. Lott will have to let it feel, and what a bounce. It rolls and rolls, and oh, a dangerous play there inside the 10-yard line. A.J. Lott having a tough time here early in this game. Brock Dobie was back there, and had he touched it, man, that was a live football back there.
I believe Brock thought that he did touch it and was going down the field after it. Maybe that's why Lott decided to fall on it. Maybe he did in fact touch it.
Well, we'll just never know. It really took a funny bounce, didn't it?
Yeah, it rolled a long way. I think if he hadn't have fallen on it, though, it probably would have died somewhere inside the 5.
Well, right now it's just inside the 10-yard line, so the Wonders will line up in the power I formation and try to punch it out for some room. And there you see number 56 for the Raiders, Terry Jackson, teaming up with David Teal. We will have some Teals out here tonight playing on this on both sides of the football.
Boy, that name has a lot of athletic history in this region, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. The Teals, the Lotts.
Yeah.
They're all here. A lot of history indeed. This rivalry that started, well, I guess it used to be Old Cannon High School and Landis High School, and then it evolved into A.O. Brown and South Rowan. Big hole up the, up the middle this time, out near the 19-yard line. The Wonder offensive line doing a good job that time for Haney. David Teal once again on the stack, and we have a injured Raider
that might
down
be
on the field.
Jason Cross, I think, number 30. I can't quite see the number, but that's who it looks like.
Looks like he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So a break in the action, 6:04 to go. Opening period, Wonders leading by a 7-0 count.
End of it, he was holding his arm as he came off the field, and they're attending to him down on the sidelines now.
Move the ball out to the just shy of the 27-yard line. Wonders leading 7-0. Have the one setback, a little slot, 2 wide this time. And once again, a little misdirection there for Kendall Haney, maybe a yard.
And it looked like Brian Burchett in on the stop that time, number 53 for the Raiders. Good misdirection that time, but the defense stayed home, Randy, and was all over that one.
Well, it's the battle of the trenches when it gets down to you got all the intangibles. Just weigh this, weigh that, and it's always one with the big guys, isn't it?
Yeah.
2nd down and 9. Toss this time. Haney again. Look out. He gets around the corner. He's dangerous. And he gets good yardage out to the 38-yard line. Tackling there at that point, Matt Overcash over there. You got to get that kid before. I mean, it doesn't take you but 2 steps and he's at full speed.
But, Randy, that's the second time we've seen Kannapolis exploit the right side of the Raider defensive line. They ran around there with Kendall Haney twice now. Been pretty successful both times. Not quite as good that time, but still a good play.
Well, you need a little bit yardage there. They picked up a substantial amount out to the 38-yard line, where they'll set up shop 1st and 10 this time. Allen to the air. Underthrown. He had Maurice Coates out there as wide receiver, and Maurice unable to haul it in.
Yeah, Sean looked like he didn't quite plant his feet effectively before he let that one go. A little bit too quick that time. He had the man open.
Maybe expecting a little more pressure than was actually applied by that Raider defense. So the fans got a little excitement before they even settled into their seats, and now this game is kind of settling into...
they've got bleachers all around the outside of the field here on the track and stuff.
Fullback, Loose Football South has got it, and they will set up and be in business as Daniel Cook got the kind hop for the Raiders at the 41-yard line.
Wait a minute, that's my fault, Randy. I showed you the wrong number. That is David Teal, who
David Teal.
Okay. Don't think Randy did that. That was my fault.
I tell you what, a convenient hop, but a
Yeah.
good hit there, and
the key was a hit at the line of scrimmage, and I didn't see who jarred it loose, but David Teal seems to be one of those guys who's always around the action.
speaking of things settling down, I don't think so. Exciting plays, 5 or 6 key plays in every game, and this may be one of them as sides tosses. Here's Torrance. First time he has touched the ball tonight, Woody, and the Wonders defense, led by number 34, Quintaris Brown, over there. So I think there's a big key on number 6, probably was plastered in the Wonders locker room all week long. Says you know this guy by Friday night.
Yeah, I think maybe everybody here was surprised that Torrance didn't get a touch in the first series there. You know Kannapolis had to be looking for it. Maybe that was a plan, a little misdirection there, but they've got a huge opportunity right here.
Oh, yeah, you knew the Wonder defense is going to be keying on it, but they got other weapons, and Kevin Sides, the quarterback, is one of them. Second down and 10, 31-yard line.
Somebody moved.
And that will cost the Wonders 5. Look like 55. Let's see. Chris Reeder is going both ways tonight. Or he did last week. Chris a little bit, he was guessing and he guessed wrong.
So now 2 mistakes, Randy. The Wonders put the ball on the ground, and then a penalty gives South Moran 5 more yards. So a couple of mistakes hurt them last week, and here they've made a couple early, but this time around they have a 7-point cushion.
Exactly. Lee Daughtery, the center, senior, over the football on 2nd and 5. Torrance, as he banged, and look at the legs of that young man. He's still got a yard out of it. They had him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
I think Gene Rivers finally finished him over there, but he is a fighter, Randy. He's a sophomore. We heard the coaches around here talk about how good he is and how he compares to some of the better South Moran running backs from years past, and he's only a sophomore. He's going to get better from here.
Oh, he's one of those sophomores that maybe snuck up on a few folks early in the season, but you put up numbers like he has, and you can't keep that quiet too long. On 3rd down, Kodish bumps off the line of scrimmage. He'll have the first down. Look at him carry, folks. They got his helmet off and finally got him to the ground. Jake Seckler finally rode him down, but Chris Kodish in a bullish performance on that run.
What made this play, Randy, is that there was a good job of misdirection with Sides on the handout. It didn't look like that he had actually given the ball to Kodish. It was a good ball fake. A couple of defenders evidently thought that Kevin still had it. And then Chris got back there in the secondary and had some little bitty defensive backs to try and run over. And you know he likes that.
Oh, yeah. Look at his chops, wasn't he, when he got there? Klutz and Miller are the wideouts, but they'll toss it to Torrance. He's cutting it to the near side and will be bumped out of bounds. The ball is loose, but they say he was out of bounds. And a little extracurricular activity. Quintaris Brown down there with the bump out, so to speak.
There you saw A.J. Lott, number 5, in the middle of that saying it's our ball.
Yeah. 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the first period. Kannapolis up 7-0, but the Raiders of South Rowan will have a 2nd down and 5. Nose of the ball squarely on the 10-yard line.
Something that Bruce Harden said on the Headliners program with you and Steve was that Torrance has good hip action. He can make that turn, make that move, and he's real elusive. You saw a little bit of that right there. That's something to watch tonight.
A little spin here, a little spin there. It'll be Torrance off the right side this time, and he will be stopped after about 2 yards. Rivers up the meeting first. And you can get 34, a little action there. Quintaris Brown for the Wonders, and a flag, a late flag. Somebody must have,
somebody must be jawing down
like
there.
I said, they jawed a little bit too much.
That's unsportsmanlike, right?
Against the Wonders, and that will be half the distance. That will give South an automatic first down, so the Raiders will have it 1st and goal.
3 mistakes now for Kannapolis.
Well, a lot of emotions. As
Yeah.
Steve talked to the coaches about the game, the coaches are tight, the players are tight. Now, things not going your way, and you've got young men out there, and hey, they're being young men right now.
Well, Kannapolis can't allow themselves to get into this kind of game where they get frustrated and get angry because this South Moran offensive line, coached by Larry Deal, who's one of the better coaches for the offensive line in the state, has a good program going there, and if he gets those guys frustrated, they'll be able to push them off the ball all night long and cause havoc.
Well, if the Raiders can get one in, there might be a louder roar in this stadium, wouldn't you think?
At least.
A little bit of noise here. We saw it heard it a few minutes ago on 1st and goal, and Sides Tripped up, great defensive play for Kannapolis. In the backfield, Jason Nelms, I think 26 was there initially.
I think one of the others on the offensive line, or the defensive line, got a hand on Kevin when he was about ready to make his cut. You hear some drums?
I think so. Those aren't Seminole drums, I hope. Those are Raider drums, I think. It's second down and goal. Lost back to the 6-yard line. Kodesh and Torrance out of the eye. Behind sides at quarterback. Does he put it in the air? Here comes sides. He'll option out. Torrance trying to get the corner. Breaks 2 tackles and got about 2 yards out of it. Jake Seckler on the stop, but he had to outrun half the defense over there to the sideline.
Yeah, the Wonders had that defense pretty well that time. They had 3 or 4 guys out there waiting for Torrance when he came around the corner, and all he could do was outrun 2 of them.
That's more than a lot of people could have done. Third down and goal. Well, those are the ball back right by where we started, at the 4-yard line. Final 30 seconds of the first period ticking away. And Coach, you got a
here's a huge play here. Huge play for the Wonder defense. Let's look at. You got to go back with Torrance if you're not going to put the ball in the air, but I still think they might try to put one up.
Harry and Miller are wide out of your picture to the left. Ryder, the tight end, sets up, and South. Okay, I did not see the flag.
I think it's a delay of game call.
Delay of game. Boy, that's going to hurt. That is a mental mistake that will not show up.
Yeah, so now South Moran gives Kannapolis one of those mistakes back.
Yeah. But I tell you, those 5 yards is like 50 when you're down there inside in the red zone.
And now you got to start thinking, putting it up in the air. Unless Coach Van Hoy's going to play it a little bit conservatively here and try to go for the field goal if he doesn't get it. Take a good run with Torrance and then kick the field goal if you don't get it. But I think they'll try to get 7.
Oh, yeah. 89, Josh Klutz split to the right. Miller is to the left for the Raiders. Third and goal at the 9. Big play early. Sides, straight drop. Looks, plenty of time. Cuts it. Touchdown South. Kodesh out of the backfield. Boy, he drilled it, didn't he?
Nice play. That was right in the gut as we take a look at it again. Kick team getting ready for the extra point, but Kodesh just went and found a spot about 2 feet inside the goal line. You'll see, look at Sides, have all kinds of time there. Fires it right in the middle. And Kodesh, what a big target he makes.
Well, I tell you, that was 8 plays, 32 yards after the turnover. Steele to attempt to tie it. It's up. It's long enough. It's a new game. 9 seconds left. Opening period. 7-7. We're back where we started, and almost 1 quarter deep in the game. 7-7.
Well, that's something all coaches will tell you, Randy. If you get an opportunity, you have to take advantage of it, and South Rowan did just that.
Talking about quickness, we got Lott on the left, Haney on the right. I'd like to see those 2 kids in a foot race, wouldn't you?
Well, that's 6 1, half dozen another. Whichever one you kick it to is going to cause you problems.
Well, there you see that little subtle change that Coach Hart has put in. He's put speed back there. So, well, you exactly what you said.
I think that's where Kannapolis has an advantage, Randy, is in the speed side. If they can find a way to exploit that. We've seen it a couple of times. They can cause some damage here.
Here comes Schroeder forward, and he'll kick it short. One of the up men has to take it at about the 25-yard line. Wonders are going to get good field position as Jeff Sheets. He's not a stranger to handling the football, folks, because he's one of the starting fullback. Brian Burchett on the coverage for the Raiders. And an injured Wonder on the field back at about the point of tackle.
I think that's Lott.
Yeah, Lott was in there throwing a block, and I think he did not get to win the battle that time.
Now look at AJ. He's saying, no, I'm all right. I want to stay in here. Come on now. I'm ready to play. I think they might make him take a walk over to the sidelines.
One of the was it Becky Shope, the lady trainer there, and get an idea of looking how the size comparison there with the shoulder pads.
Well, that's good. You want to make sure that AJ is okay. That sometimes that youthful enthusiasm will get you in trouble if you're not careful. It's good they're going to make sure that he's okay before they let him play anymore.
First 12 minutes, put it in the history books. It's tied at 7. End of the first quarter here at Raider Stadium. Back after this timeout. Rowan Stadium, they swap sides. Wonders line it up first down and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Here comes Allen.
Oh, nice move.
and splits the defense into the secondary and into South territory down to the 42-yard line. Alzado Blackwell really with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Boy, the defense was looking pitch all the way right there, Randy, and a fine choice by Sean Allen to cut that thing upfield when he did. He went by about 4 guys with 1 step.
Would you say that he is a slippery back out of that backfield?
And we got some first quarter stats here. Kannapolis 89 yards on the ground and 8 passing in the first half. South Rowan 26 on the ground and 9 passing in the first half, but it doesn't matter. We're all time.
Yeah. Play fake. Here's Allen with a block at the line of scrimmage. 40, 35, bumps off about 3 red shirts down inside the 30-yard line. Nathan Berry kind of pushed him to the ground. He was blocking.
Right.
Well,
that was the block you mentioned out there.
He pushed a few other guys to the ground.
Yeah, that was the one that sprung Allen on that play. So suddenly, Randy, Kannapolis is storming down the field.
So they've got that little outside. They just seal it pretty good with a block, and it has worked very well here early in the small game for the Wonders. First out and 10, just inside the Raider 30-yard line. Toss this time, and Haney eludes 1 man and doesn't get away from the second. Got maybe a yard. Nice coming up there on the secondary tackle was 27 Matt Overcash, who has been in on a couple of tackles tonight.
But that was Jason Castor, 91, who got a hand on Kendall to slow him down at the start of that play until he could get some help there.
So let's give him 1. Perfect night for football. Low humidity, gorgeous. It is absolutely, you couldn't ask for a better thing. And I tell you, the fans are getting their money's worth. They've already got it.
Yeah,
that's something tonight. Allen hands off, first back through and into the open as Quintaris Brown. What a move as he jukes inside the 15-yard line. Mike Sherrill put the stop on him. But he eluded several red shirts that time.
Yeah, Tony Probst was back there too, but a good cut once he got into the hole. A good move to break that one to the outside, Randy, where he had some daylight.
You just can't. There's no substitute for speed, is there?
No, and Kannapolis has some good skill players and a handful of them that they can run in and out on you all night long.
On first down and 10 at the 15. Here goes 22. This is Tron Brown, and he will go inside the 5-yard line or near the 5. Boy, they're just hitting the little quick hitters, and
the Wonders are excited down there now, Randy. They've got some fresh legs coming in and out of this game, and they're marching.
Well, you got Jeff Sheets, Quintaris Brown, Kendall Haney, Tron Brown. We've already seen a lot. We've seen 5 running backs for Coach Harden in that backfield. So keep the legs fresh.
That's what Coach Whiteman said at the beginning of the game, the interview with Steve. We're going to try and use 2 platoons as much as possible.
It's second down and 1. And here's Brown again. This is Tron Brown, and boy, he is crunched, but he will have the first down. Boy, I shudder when I see that play.
Crunch is right. Boy, that was a shot. It's a wonder he's not dizzy or something as he gets up from that. That was a shot.
Well, Tron's a pretty tough customer as well. Let's see what he checks in. He's only a sophomore, 5'11", 175 pounds. So a good size for a running back.
That's about a 6 foot, 230-pound senior, though. You know, that's what he's going to turn into, probably.
Oh, yeah. His mama's still feeding him some taters.
Oh, yeah.
9:29 to go. We have got a timeout and a break of the action here in the first half. It's tied at 7. Welcome back to Raider Stadium. Here the Wonders lining it up. First and goal from the 3, and now the officials are stopping play.
I think the Raiders have called a timeout.
Another timeout. So they're, I guess, when we played a chess match here, they have iced them. 9:17 left in the first half. We'll return to Raider Stadium in just a minute. As we return, we are down where the action is, folks. That's the most important thing for the Wonders right now on offense is that goal line. They've got it first and goal at the 3-yard line, a golden opportunity to take the lead. Brown dives behind the offensive line, and he will score.
And Randy leading the way that time was number 62, Ian Johnson, to get him into the end zone. You saw him go down first, and he took a couple of bodies with him, it looked like. And at that point, Brown just followed him through.
Kannapolis with an impressive drive after South had tied the game. They go 7 plays at 62 yards. So now Chris Duplessis out of the hold of Isaac Tyndall Trying to tack on another here. And it's up. And it's over in China Grove somewhere. It's good. 14-7. 9-12 left first half. Wonder kickoff is next. The 5'11", 189-pound sophomore. There's Jason Cross. He is a dangerous return man. Let's see if they kick it to him. They're going to go to the outside, and the ball is touched, still touched, and finally Tony Brooks will pick it up. And he's brought all kinds of attention to his escapades down there. And I tell you, when you have a tough time with a handle on it, these guys running down the suicide squad is what they say. Boy, they're just salivating.
Yeah, he didn't really have anywhere to go. Once he took a swat at that and touched it, he had to go pick it up then and just make the best of it.
Well, the good thing about Coach Manaway said, nice job, Tony. You held on to the football. Thank you very much. We'll get you out of this hole. So the Raiders will set up their offense at the 13-yard line. First down and 10. Kevin Sides, who's been impressive tonight. Senior with a long count. Options out Torrance. Jukes one way. Now he's going to try to cut it to the outside. The Wonder defense closes in a hurry, and he got maybe a yard, possibly two. Isaac Tyndall over there defensively, along with a few other white shirts, would not be denied. He wouldn't take the first fake, would he?
Yeah, that play was a little slow to develop. By the time Torrance got the ball, several defenders had come out there to close it down, and he had nothing to really do but try and, again, fake out as many of them as he could.
He got a 1 on the play officially. As you're just about, if you can read his lips, you know what the play is. Sides will lead him out. Seniors on the South Rowan team, this offensive line, we made mention of it. Pretty good bunch of horses up front to run behind. Torrance hit in the backfield for a loss, and there is name 93, and Woody, that's your man. That's the baby boomer we caught him last year, James Williams.
James Williams got in the backfield, Randy, and we saw him on some TV games last year become just a dominating ball player.
If anything, he may have added a little quickness. He's 6 foot 227 pounds and is a senior this year, but has added some quickness to his additional skills on defense.
Maybe the guy just likes TV.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of like the Monday night players, you know. He's the Metro 12 player.
Yeah.
He loves those cameras. Third down and long, and Sides will have to pop it to the air off the fingertips, and Miller had it in double coverage, and they would have had the first down.
Well, he had it. That was right on the money, and you know he'd like to have another crack at that.
May have hit him in the wrong place, on the fingertips or in the hands.
I think Miller was expecting a big pop there and didn't get the thing tucked away.
Boy, how quickly things change, as now the Raiders will have to kick it away from about their goal line. There you see Castor, not much of a rush, and he'll have plenty of time, and gets off a good punt. And the Raiders fall on it. Well, there's their break. That's not the way you want to design an offensive play, but it will work. As unable to hold on was Jake Seckler. I think Jake was wanting to run before he held on, and Kodish got the football.
So Kodish scores a touchdown and then gets a huge turnover for his team. He wants to be player of the game.
He says, Coach, put me on the special teams. I'm good. I'm good on the punt. Hey, you get down the field, you hustle, good things will happen.
So this is the second time tonight, Randy, we've seen Kannapolis make a mistake and give South Rowan some new life.
Well, let's see if they capitalize here on first down. Kodish upended after maybe 2 yards that time. Boy, was he popped. I think it was 34 in there for Kannapolis. Yeah, Quintaris Brown doing a little double duty work tonight.
He really knocked Chris off his pins.
Oh, yeah, I'll tell you. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left in the first half. The clock running 14-7. Kannapolis on top of the Raiders. And Sides marks out the signals. Coming down the line, he'll keep it as the defense catches up with him in a hurry after maybe a yard. Joey Teal, 73.
Well, I think the Wonder defense, Randy, is thinking he's going to pitch that ball to Torrance almost every time. Maybe that was one where Kevin's trying to set something up for a little bit later. He knows he's got to make them respect his running ability too, so he just kind of took one for the team right there.
Yeah, show him that, and we'll go back, regroup, and see what we can come up with here on 3rd and 7. They split the backs in the backfield with 2 wide outs at the 44, just shy of the 45-yard line. Sides with a straight drop. Boy, he overthrew everybody that time. Down at about the Wonder 35-yard line. Intended receiver looked like David Airy was in the vicinity.
And that one just sailed on him.
The wind, well, there is none tonight, so that is not going to be a factor. And now it will be another punt for Castor. Jason says, hey, let's see if we can do this again now. That is Tyndall, I believe, back in punt receiving formation for Kannapolis. Line drive kick. Tyndall backpedals, and does the right thing. He gets away with it, gets away from it, and the Wonders say, man, the Raiders are getting the roll tonight. What a beautiful dying punt inside the 5-yard line.
Brock Dobie, the first man down again, Randy, able to wrap that one up, and boy, this is a big hole.
Yeah.
98 yards away from a touchdown.
Plenty of time, though, in the first half. 5 minutes, 35 seconds. Of course, with those scat backs back there in the backfield for Kannapolis, it won't take them really that long to go 98 yards, will it?
Yeah, a lot of times when you're down here, things get kind of bunched up, and if you can get through that first wave, you have a chance to make a big play.
Kannapolis has 3 wide receivers. Allen is going to be tackled in the end zone. Safety for South. David Teal got Allen just as he turned around to look upfield, and in Sean's defense, he never had a chance, but what a great play by Teal.
Teal just broke through the line, Randy, that time, and he is excited down there. We'll take a look at it again. Watch number 40 right here. Nobody touched him. And then coming in to help finish him off for South Rowan was Daniel Cook, number 46.
So that will kind of maybe even things up a little bit there. 14-9 is the score. And we talk about it every year. It's almost an insult to injury. You get tackled in the end zone, the other team gets a safety, then you got to punt it back to it. And that's what Kannapolis will do.
It seems like there's been such a momentum swing that South Rowan is on top, but actually they're still down by 5 points right here. The thing to keep in mind, though, Randy, is that's one play and out for the Kannapolis offense. Their defense is starting to stay on the field quite a bit.
Right. We'll keep an eye on that possession for you. South should get very good field position, as they're not going to punt it, they're going to tee it up. There you see Mr. Cross. Look at his chops back there, and there's 37, Jeff Sheets.
Cross has run one back for a touchdown this year already, so he's one to watch.
Do they kick it to him? That is the question. From the 20-yard line of the Wonders, end over ender. Cross won't get a chance. On the Raider 32-yard line, he's to midfield. They tripped him up.
Yeah, I think back there getting a hand on him looked like number 85 for Kannapolis. That'd be Gene Rivers.
Yeah, Gene Rivers. So just shy of midfield with 5:06 to go. Raiders offense on the field now for another shot at trying to get a little bit closer or perhaps take the lead this trip down.
Now this is the time where if you're South Rowan, you want to have a time-consuming drive, get down close to the scoring opportunity with not much time left on the clock. So look for Torrance is what I'm saying.
Okay. That didn't work. Look for a little confusion right now. I love it when the offensive and defensive linemen start pointing at each other. He did it.
No,
he did it. He did it. It was the guy in the red shirt that did it. So they're gonna get the 5 yards regardless of who did it.
Well, you wonder whose fault that was. The center never moved.
No, he had his.
The other lineman did. You wonder if they were off or if he was off.
That's kind of like watching the wheels fall off a car. You know, you got the quarterback in the center. They know what's going on, and everybody else is like watching the cylinders in an engine go up and down.
Oh, look here.
Sides, heavy pressure ball, batted and almost picked off.
Did he get it? Did he get it?
Is it? Let's see.
No.
Judge comes in there and says, no, he trapped it.
What a good play that time by 16 for the Wonders, Jeremy Cook. He got in the backfield and extended just as Kevin Sides was letting that ball go and got a hand on it. Almost a turnover.
What an exciting incompleted pass there. It'll bring up 2nd and 15. Stops the clock with 4:23 left in the first half. Stay tuned at halftime. We've got two great bands set to perform for you. The Big Green Machine and the Marching Raiders. So, hey, if you like music and spectacle and pageantry, they put on a good show. Little pass out of the flat. And out of bounds to stop the clock at about the 48-yard line of the Wonders goes number 9, David Airy.
A good misdirection there, Randy. You know the Wonders had to be thinking pitch to Torrance on the right side the way they were lined up. They've been defending that very well so far. A look over there by Sides. He turns back to the opposite sideline and fires a strike. Good play.
Gets him back, gets him on the Wonder side of midfield. And it sets up a realistic shot here in conversion. Of course, are you in two-down territory? I wouldn't think so, not with this much time to go.
Not when you're behind either. Watch out. Watch Miller here now.
On 3rd and long. Sides over the middle. He's got Kodesh complete. He shakes the tackle and cuts it to the 31-yard line of Kannapolis. It will be first down. Jake Seckler on the stop for the Wonders.
Well, this is Air Kodesh here tonight, isn't it? What's going on?
All these other big-time name receivers, and Kodesh is your bread and butter.
He's the fullback.
He'll get you, well, you know.
Yeah, did you see those moves when he got out in the open field?
Yeah.
He was rumbling.
I think Chris has been working on those moves there. I wonder if you can't spike it, but I think he's got a spike.
I wonder if he's got a touchdown dance. We didn't see it on that first one.
From the 31-yard line, first down, Sides to the ear. This time he hit the receiver, and I don't know how he held on. He was punished, and that was Ashante Miller meeting Toby Ward. Wow. Man, was that a collision.
A good job that time of hanging on by Miller. Take a look at it again, Randy. We saw him drop that one earlier. This time he concentrates, guides it into his hands, and watch the pop. Ow!
Boy, and Sides laid it in there, too, on a rope.
When you look at that again, Miller got the best of it. He ended up going the way he wanted to go.
It's Holyfield and Tyson going at one another.
Either way, it hurt.
1st and 10 at the 12. Toss to Torrance. Breaks a tackle. 5-1. Touchdown, Raiders.
Just like that.
That's not a dance, but that is I'm happy. And we are on top here.
That's a case of the passing game opening up the running game.
Well, now if we'll watch it again. What a job the offensive line did there. They
Nice
just sealed
hold.
it.
Yeah. Got a little shot at the end, but it was too late by then.
Do they line up for 1, or do they go for 2? They are up 15-14. If you go for 2, it gives you a 3-point lead, and that's what South will talk about as they kind of call a timeout here with 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go, and they camp at 5 plays and 51 yards. Back with the conversion try after this. Just a minute. It looks like they're going for 2. Really nothing to lose here.
Watch Kodesh over the middle again.
Spin, Sides. And it wasn't Kodesh, but it was Clint Grider, but it worked just the same. The tight end over the middle. And South has come storming back to take a 3-point lead.
Take a look at it again. You'll see Grider just drift to the middle here, and he doesn't get picked up. Wide open. Look at all the space around him.
Well, they were looking for, like you said, that number 6 to take the pitch, perhaps. And just a guessing game, and that time South Lorraine won the guessing game. We'll be back with the Raider kickoff after this timeout.
Have minutes to go and put more points on the board. We've got us a barn burner.
I tell you, this is a track meet going on out here. Schroeder getting a workout in the first half. This will be a short kick. It hits, and a tough one to field. He's safe. Haney slid out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Stops the clock.
Well, if he had let that go, they'd have had to kick it again, right? Or they could have had the option of taking it. Yeah. But then again, you got to have that eagerness to be a high school football player, don't you?
You got to be a football hero.
That's right.
So Kannapolis leading 7-0, 14-7. Now behind, really for the first time in the game.
3 receivers.
I see what Coach Harden has come up with. They go with a little fullback, and Brown fights his way out across the 30. The ball loose. Was he down? I think the officials are saying yes at the 30, 31-yard line.
Some nifty moves by Brown there to pick up about, what, 7 yards or so on that play.
It was just like, where's he at? And all of a sudden, he just pops out of the pile. They're going to say his knee down at the 30, so a pickup of 7 is what he said. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half.
So now out goes Brown, and Haney comes back.
With the fresh horses in the backfield. Here's Haney. Oh, almost slid to the outside. Got maybe 1, possibly 2. Matt Overcash, he was wrapping up somebody just about every time we call his name a lot here in the first half. He's doing a good job defensively tonight for South.
Going to be about 2 minutes to go by the time Kannapolis gets off this play if they don't call a timeout or anything. We don't, of course, in high school have the 2-minute warning or anything, so...
I'll tell you what, a couple seconds, you want to do it?
A couple of seconds? Oh, 2 minutes.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. Toss to the short side. Haney looking for a block. They wrap him up at the ankles. He gets to the 35-yard line. He'll have the first down now. That will stop the clock as they move the chains. Jason Cross with a tackle for South Rowan.
There's Coach Rick Van Ooy signaling his defense now.
Now here's the...
There we go, timeout.
So the Wonders will be charged with this stoppage of play. 1:42 left, opening half. 17-14, South on top. Immediately, 4 progress given to the 38-yard line. Tony Probst on the tackle.
Well, Tony just wrapped him up and said, none of that.
We will have none of that. This is my house.
And it is, because this is South Rowan after all.
This is my turf, which is in excellent condition, by the way.
Good-looking field.
They've done a great job. What a facility. Folks had a good time, man. Like I said, there's people everywhere, all around the field. Surrounded. Allen with the bootleg. He'll have some room. 40, out of bounds. Into the Wonder crowd across the far way at about the 43-yard line. Stops the clock. 58 seconds to go. Brock Dovey chased him into the pines over there.
Well, that Brock Dovey's pretty quick. He seems to be able to cover the field in a second or two.
You better cover the field in a second with Allen carrying the football.
So now, Randy, here with a 3rd and 2, do you call a short play, try and get the first down, call timeout again, or do you go ahead and try and take a shot deep?
Well, I would think if I were the coach, I'd go deep. That's why there you go.
Oh, boy.
They got a first down, though.
That's right.
You'll stop the clock. That's why we're up here.
They get the first down, move the chain, stop the clock, and they went up the gut. Now you try to go deep because the clock's moving again after they step the chains.
Now we know how those offensive coordinators get paid the big bucks.
Somebody moved early, it looked like.
The ball may be loose.
Something was funny.
Back.
Maybe he didn't move early. Maybe
just didn't come away cleanly with the football. So that cost them some precious seconds here as we're ticking down. 33, 32, 31. Allen looking sideline. Oh, is he buried? Look out. 46, Daniel Cook. He's kind of wearing his number tonight. There you see the South fans. They like that particular situation. So,
and they have to dig a lot out of the turf so he can get up and call a timeout.
17 seconds left. The Wonders have called a timeout. They've got it 3rd and 16.
Or check that. That's Allen, of course.
Allen,
the quarterback.
Yeah, there's a divot over there in the field, I believe, where that last point of tackle was made. Now, back for the closing seconds of the first half in just a minute. 3rd down at 16 as we return for the Wonders. I don't think I'd be calling the draw play here. Do you think?
No, 17 seconds to go. You might get a chance if they have another timeout. I'm not sure how many they use to get a deep pass, a quick timeout, try a long field goal, or else go for broke in the end zone.
Well, we'll see. Allen, straight drop, gets the protection, will go down the sidelines and overthrows the intended receiver. Coates running on the fly down at about the 30-yard line. That took 5 seconds, and it'll bring up 4th down. And do you punt it now?
Yeah, you got to here.
Isaac Tyndall will be on to punt it away. Isaac. Excellent leg. The young man can play quarterback. He's the backup.
But you don't want to kick it directly at the back. And here comes South loading up. 10 men on the line of scrimmage.
Tyndall, the senior, under heavy pressure, gets it off. And a gorgeous kick. Cross fields, 30-yard line. Trying to get out of bounds, and he does. And the clock will stop with 5 ticks to go. So that will give Mr. Sides and his offense one more shot.
Yeah, and you know they're going to try something. Otherwise, you wouldn't have seen Cross hustling for the sidelines like that.
He was heading for the tuba section in a hurry over there. The band's waiting to come on here for halftime. Don't forget, at the conclusion of tonight's game, what will we be presenting, Woody?
And we'll be giving out the Ridgewood Homes Player of the Game Award.
And right
each and every week.
Each and every week throughout the season. South with split backs this time. 2 wide receivers. Sides gives it to the running back, Kodish. He says, hey, you're my best receiver tonight. Let's see what you can do running the football. We've seen a great first half here at Raider Stadium tonight. 17-14. The Raiders on top as they go to the locker room. On top by 3 over the Wonders of Kannapolis. And let's take a look at those first half stats. First 4 of the Wonders.
Well, you see 166 on the ground, only 11 through the air, 8 first downs, 2 out of 4 passing, but 2 big turnovers and 3 penalties. A couple of those came to keep South Moran drives alive. Only 1 punt for the Wonders. As we flip it over and check out the Raiders, 48 rushing, 54 passing, a good half there. Chris Kodish, a lot of that. 102 total yards, 4 first downs, 4 out of 8 passing. Turnovers, they had none. The penalties, 3 for 25 yards and 3 punts for the Raiders. A significant note there, Randy. It looks like that A.J. Lott has had to take a ride in the ambulance. Don't know the extent of his injury. We saw him leave in the first half, and evidently he's had to come to the attention of the medical crews as we see the full movement.
Well, that could be crucial here in the second half. Speaking of those little scat backs, Haney leads all rushers. 58 of it was a touchdown, but he's got 78 yards in the half. And also the leading rusher for the Raiders, well, Kodish has 28 and Torrance with 20. South Rowan with 5, Kannapolis 5 possessions in the first half, and the best starting field position for South was the Kannapolis 32, and for the Wonders it was their own 38. 26 plays for the Raiders, 28 for Kannapolis in the first half, so kind of even balance in those stats, and the score reflects it.
You talked about Kodish leading the way rushing. He's also trying to do his best Jerry Rice impression out there, catching a couple of key passes.
Mr. Smooth out there, and the Wonders will kick it away to start the second half. Probst finally feels the tough hop and gets away, and he may go. Nope, by catching, but not before he penetrates Wonder territory. Jake Settler, the man who kicked it off,
and he's not excited at all.
No. So South with excellent position on the field at the Wonder 48-yard line is where they will open up things for business here in the second half.
Nice move that time by Probst once he picks the ball up to get through the middle of the defense.
Miller and Jason Coyer will be the wideouts as they break the huddle here on first down and 10. Kevin Sides, impressive in the first half, running this Raider offense. And he will keep the football, fakes the option. They brought him down from behind a one-arm tackle. DeMarcus Kennedy. Some strong arms on that young man.
And there's something we mentioned in the first half, Randy. Kevin has to make the Wonder defense think he's going to keep the ball a good bit and able to get Torrance free later on. And he made the right choice there, made a good game.
He would have had a lot more yardage had Kennedy made a good defensive play. He still picked up 7, though, on the play. Second down and 3 for the South Rowan Raiders. Played a minute here in the third period. And the option will be to Torrance. What a move. Wait, I don't know. He got by Rivers like Jesus. Where did he go?
He picked up a yard or two that time when it looked like Kannapolis had him sewed up for about a 2 or 3 yard loss.
So there's that move he's perfecting. That will be a patent move by the time that young man's a senior.
Boy, by the time that kid's a senior, he's going to be something else.
Yes, sir. 3rd down and 2. Big play here for South and for the Wonders. Kind of setting the tone here in the second half. How many times the coaches say that first possession is so critical in the second half. Wonders with their familiar 5-2 defensive look. Toss to Torrance, big side of the field, gets a block. He'll have a first down, brought from behind at about the 35-yard line.
You mentioned the block there, Randy. Chris Codish was the one who sprung him. That was a great block and enabled Torrance to pick up the first down that time. That's the key to that play.
Well, you know, the Raiders have been kind of playing catch-up through most of the first half. And now, with the lead, they can kind of set back and maybe get back more to that game plan. Not that they abandoned it in the first half, but that's grinded out a little bit more.
And that's their kind of ball. If they're able to keep the ball and have long time-consuming drives like this, they'll be in business.
There goes the man who's... Well, he didn't look like Jerry Rice that time. He looked like Chris Codish, and he'll go buries the shoulder and the head, and buried a few wonders under him as well, down to the 29-yard line of Kannapolis. Rick Van Hoy got to be pleased right now with this drive.
That's exactly the kind of play they want to have again and again and again tonight. We saw him do it to Northwest Cabarrus, and finally just wore him down by the end of the game. And we talked about Kannapolis' defense having to spend a lot of time on the field in the first half. They're starting right off the same way here.
Exactly. 2 wide, I formation, 2nd down and 4 this time around for Kevin Sides and company, and it will be the option. Torrance jukes him to the outside and still got 3 or 4 yards and rode him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. Isaac Tyndall, the first man defensively there, but boy, he really walked a tightrope, and we've got, everything's okay. Rivers a little bit slow getting up.
I think they were looking at his leg like they thought he might have a cramp, but he's okay.
So it will be enough for the first down. Torrance just made the most of really not much on the sidelines there, that last run.
On that pitch, Randy, he's faced a defender within a couple of yards of him almost right away several times tonight, and has been almost always able to get by at least that first guy.
At the 25-yard line of Kannapolis South. Cooking here on first down. And Sides spins and whoa, come back, you're not going anywhere. And let's see, the man who made the tackle for Kannapolis is shaken up as well.
Can't see if that's 85. It's 80-something, but we can't tell exactly what.
We will take a break as they attend to the injured player. 8:49 to go, 3rd period. Rowan High School Stadium here, Raiders Stadium. Gene Rivers was the injured wonder, and his bell rung a little bit there. It looked like he kind of twisted something there, but Gene able to walk off under his own power.
We said they were checking him out on the Raider sideline on that play before, looking like he might have had a cramp, and it looked like that's what they were checking again there before they got him off the field. So hopefully he'll be okay and able to come back.
Sal will have it 2nd down and 8 now at the Kannapolis 23-yard line. And Sides is going to go to the air on the slant. He's got the receiver. It is complete inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line is Airy. David Airy held on under a little heavy traffic that time in the Wonder secondary.
That was Isaac Tyndall coming up, and Isaac, I think he thought he was going to get an interception there. That was real close. They may have wrestled a little bit for it there.
It was a bang-bang situation there, but Sides has drilled the ball tonight. Did not have the success a couple of weeks ago when we were up here against Northwest, but boy, what a difference a week can make. And I think they have finally got their timing down pat between him and the receivers. It's looking good tonight. 3rd and 2, and Sides keeps it. Going for the first down. Jason Nelms initially there for the Wonders.
There's Chris Codish helping outside with the shoulder pads, and he's saying, okay, now my turn, give me the ball.
It will be enough to move the 6, so it's 1st down and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Now this offensive line for the Raiders starting to assert themselves right now in this drive, Randy.
3 first downs in this drive alone, and they've chewed about 5 minutes off the clock here in the second half. Toss, Torrance cuts it to the outside. Eludes one man. He's at the 10. Flags are down. He's at the 5, and he's punished out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Over there was Quintaris Brown, but it could come back as a little yellow bandana is out there. And boy, those things show up, don't they?
And that's Gene Rivers out there again. And boy, his shirt is just torn up, and they're going to call it against Rivers, I believe. He got in the backfield and got a good block by Chris Torrance, or rather Chris Kodish. Don't know what happened after that to get him the flag, though.
Eagles will say it will obviously decline. So it will be first down and goal.
I think that was a personal foul.
Yep.
He may have taken a swat at somebody or something. Well, I don't know. I didn't see what he was doing. It looked like the flag came out after he was already on the ground, though, so it had to be something after the block was made.
Just outside the 1-yard line. First down and goal for the Raiders. Sides, fumbles the snap. The ball is loose, and Kannapolis, well, I don't know. Let's see who's got it.
I think the Wonders have it. There it is.
Boy, what a huge turnover and a big break for the Wonder defense. As you see, their fans across the far away said, man, T.R. Butler fell on that loose pigskin. Sides was just, I think, kind of called his own number there and just never came back with the football from center.
And then it looked like 3 or 4 or 5 players had a shot at it and had at least a hand on it before Butler was able to bring it in.
That's why that thing's oblong. If it was round, it would be too easy to catch, wouldn't it?
For sure.
Well, the fumble recovery will have the Wonders offense on the field at their own 5-yard line, deep in their own territory. 6:40 to go in the third period on first down. Haney hits the middle and Crack is out for about 2 yards. 40 there defensively was David Teal, and he has been a man of many talents tonight, especially in that defense.
There's Kevin Sides on the sidelines thinking about that last play. You know, he'd like to have that back again, but a huge break for Kannapolis. Even if they're not able to get any points out of this, they're going to be able to kick it away and back South Moran up.
Out of the eye, toss will go to Haney. He lost his footing, and he will go down at the 3-yard line. Over there to make sure, I believe, Jason Castor, 91.
Jason just kind of bumped him as he was making his cut, and you're right, I think his feet just came out from under him. He slipped.
Well, Coach Harden is now you miss that A.J. Lott factor right now with this offense.
Absolutely. And now they're in a situation, 3rd and 12, going to have to put the ball in the air, but they may not. They may just try and break the run and get a little more distance for their kicker and just get it out of here.
Brown, that is Quintaris Brown, is the lone setback on the Wonder offense. Here's Allen. He'll give it to Brown, and he got back to the line of scrimmage. Wonders had a stranglehold on him over there, and this is the standing ovation for the Raider fans.
What a surge by that side, the left side of the Raider defense. They just stopped that cold.
Looked like Daniel Cook was there, Kevin Goodell, 47, and it will be 4th down. Tyndall, who has been in this position several times in his career, will have to punt it right on, almost on the end line. There you see him. He's as far as he goes. He's almost in the bleachers there.
But Jason crossed to receive it already on the 35-yard line, so the Raiders going to have good field position here.
Raiders peel back for the return. Good snap.
Oh, no.
High kick, not particularly deep. Fair catch signaled for and made at the 25-yard line. A little oohs and ahs that time as Jason Cross made it interesting, didn't he?
Yeah, but he hauled it in, and that's all that counts. Once you signal that fair catch, they have to leave you alone. And listen to this crowd.
Well, we got a shot of seeing some of these folks. That is jam-packed. Look, there lead the cheers. That's David Yarborough, and hey, he got a good response out of it. They're going to put a... David says, no, you ain't put no skirt on me. I ain't no cheerleader. Not like that. He said, I'll lead by my actions on the field. Here's South. Offense on the field. Torrance brought down at about the 20-yard line as he spun around, and Quintaris Brown again. Some of these kids going both ways for the Wonders tonight. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third period.
Well, he looks worried. His team's got a 3-point lead and the ball driving here. He looks...
Well, it's kind of like you get them on the ropes. Here we go. We can go up by 7, 10 points.
Yeah.
And it's getting late in the third period. He knows you don't get these opportunities very often, so hoping to capitalize. Torrance cuts to the outside. Oh, Tyndall hit him, among others.
But Torrance starting to lower that shoulder and punish some people down the field, Randy. Again, he made a good choice on his cut, working around the block that time, and left some of the Wonders grasping at air as he ran by.
Gene Rivers over there as well, and James Williams was in the area. Now, we haven't mentioned James's 93 number much.
He had that big sack earlier, though.
Look out, running away from me. The 5th first out of this quarter for the Raiders. Kannapolis, needless to say, has not had the ball that much. They did not pick up anything on that last possession. First down and 10 at the 15-yard line. Sides to the big guy. Kodish coming down the line, and Wonders kind of string him out there a little bit. Brown once again with the tackle. You don't run laterally on the Wonder defense too much. You don't see too many people try to. They'll chase you sidelines to sidelines.
Okay, do you go for the pass here on second and what, about 9 or so? You can pick up the first down without getting a touchdown here, so.
Well, we'll see. Kevin Sides has been sharp. His receivers have been, for the most part, sure-handed.
Watch Kodish in the backfield.
Yeah, in the clutch situations. They moved Grider, the tight end, over on the right side this time. And Sides will option and a loose pitch. Torrance, and the sophomore had the presence to know what to do. He fell on the football. Don't try to pick it up.
Yeah, he knew he was the last man back there, and if he didn't get it, one of those white jerseys was going to pick it up and run all the way to the other side of the field.
Chris Kodish, the Bull. Is that what they call him? His teammates call him the Bull? Well, hey.
I don't know. All right, let's see.
Boy, that changes the complexion. Miller, along with area of wideouts this time. Miller is split to the top of your screen. 3rd and 20. Well, let's call it a long 19, and Sides with a straight drop. Looking behind. Oh, boy, that was interesting.
And that was a good recovery that time by David Airy down there. That ball almost got away from him. We got a penalty flag down. Maybe somebody
against
personal foul.
Wonders. Personal foul.
I think they hit Kevin Sides after the ball was gone that time. I see him getting up now and adjusting his socks and making sure he's okay down there. He evidently took a shot after he let that one go, but David Airy did a good job of keeping that one from being an interception, a little bit behind him.
Roughing the passer, and they'll move it.
I think ran into
the 12-yard line.
I think this is the 3rd time that Kannapolis has helped South Moran keep a drive alive with a big penalty.
Boy, I tell you, it's just evident flowing. The game's still on the line. 2:33 to go in the 3rd period. Just as we started the second half, 17-14. You keep going to the well, eventually you might get some water, and that's what the Raiders are saying. What have we got to do here? Well, they've got another chance, as you said, Woody. First down and 10. Toss to Torrance.
Oh, there's Williams, Randy.
There's your man. James Williams says, goodness gracious, made an appearance. I have made my presence known. Boy, was that a crunch.
That was a big-time stick. Take a look at this again. You'll see Williams come right through the middle of the line. Biggest guy in your picture. Kabang. Oh, he buried him. He buried him.
He's got to have the Common Scouts salivating on that one.
What a play.
Back to the 15-yard line. That was a tough and a hard 3-yard loss.
We've seen Kannapolis get tough down here close, Randy. They generated the turnover last time, and a big stick right there for James Williams.
Inside 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 2nd and long, and Sides coming down the line. He's trying to get the corner turn. They'll brag him down. That's Gene Rivers who got him by the jersey. Coteras Brown over there as well for Kannapolis as they strung it out to the sidelines that time.
You got a couple of cramps over here. A couple of the Wonders are down. Brown is still down, and Rivers slow to get up. I think both of them might have a little cramp problem.
Yeah, Rivers is walking off, and Brown is still on the ground. The South trainers over there attending to him. And now here comes the Kannapolis trainer. So we have a break of the action. 1:33 to go in the 3rd period. Still the Raiders by 3. Rowan, after a lengthy timeout, Brown, we're glad to say, was able to get up and walk off onto his own power.
You see him right there at the top of your picture being helped off the field.
3rd down and 5 now for the Raiders at the 7-yard line. Kodish up the middle, touchdown side.
Boy, was that a hole or what? Man, I think you could have scored on that one.
Yeah. Steve might even be able to score on that.
That's stretching it.
It took him 10 seconds, but he made it.
Take a look at it again. Look at all the room the offensive line gets for him right here. Look at that.
Well, number 70 with a good seal that time. That was Lee Donnery, the center. Boy, he paved the way. So that was a key block. 8 plays at 25 yards, and the Raiders finally get something on the board here after controlling almost the third quarter. The snap, the spot, the kick by Steele is over the fans in the end zone, but no good. Timeout. 1:26 to go, third period. Raiders have extended their lead to 9. Here tonight, that football, and it has been, responsible tonight. That's what they're going to chase football. It's going to wear it out tonight, Woody. We got 23 to 14, a lot of points up there.
And the key so far, Randy, is in this second half, Kannapolis offense has only been on the field for 3 plays and out. Other than that, it's been all Raiders. And now just, 1:26 to go here in the third quarter.
They should get decent field position here, depending on the run back of Schroeder, who has been a busy man. They got to soak that leg tomorrow because I never tonight he's getting a workout. Schroeder comes forward and kicks it end over end. Going to be taken. This is Haney at about the 16, 17-yard line. Looking for a seam. He breaks a tackle, and that man you don't want to get too wide open. Jason Castor saved a lot more yardage. He made the tackle for the Raiders, but not before Kannapolis will move it out to their own 44-yard line.
Great field position open this drive, and here's where the Wonders need to show some composure and not try to get it all back at once. They need to have a nice drive here and get their defense some rest, try to get at least a field goal out of this and get back within a touchdown.
Oh, look at this. They've got 3 wideouts, 1 setback. Sean Allen and company. Allen, plenty of time this time. Pumps it over the middle. Got a receiver complete inside Raider territory. Bumped out of bounds. Jeremy Cook with a nice route and a nice catch.
And a nice pass by Sean Allen.
Exactly. Just like that, here come the green and white guys back.
Take a look at it again. You'll see Sean Allen with all kinds of time. He's got plenty of time to make his decision, find his man. Look at that blocking out there on the side.
Sheets with a good job. 37.
Desmond Miller was out there too.
Miller as well. Well, that one netted quite a bit of yardage down to the Raider 36-yard line.
We saw Allen show us some good arm strength last year, so we know he can fire it.
It's first down and 10. Allen gives it to his running back, and Haney trying to get some daylight. Got maybe a yard, possibly 2. 18 over there on top of the pile for South Rowan, Ramsey Connor. And I think Daniel Cook with an assist. I'm going to give you 2, though. Second and 8. Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. A little misdirection, and they've got some yardage. Haney brought down inside the 20-yard line. He was 1 step away from breaking it, and David Peel saved the touchdown for South.
The proverbial shoestring tackle on that one. Nice misdirection that time. It really caught the Raiders off guard, and
that's what I went up and saw. Statesville was running that kind of play against the Wonders last week.
No huddle now. Take a look at it again. You'll see the misdirection. Look at that. All kinds of daylight on this side, but no huddle for the Wonders.
Trying to get the play away. Well,
they just stopped the clock here with 6 seconds to go.
So we have got a timeout called.
Trying to take advantage of the timeout they know they're going to get.
The ball was
it was an intentional. They've got a rule where you can throw it on the ground like they've had in the NFL for a while now. In high school, stop the clock.
We were watching the replay, and I forgot what was going on.
They're trying to take advantage of the extra timeout they'll get at the quarter break.
Second down and 10. And checking into the backfield is Brown, and he takes it to the 6-yard line. That is Tron Brown, friends, and that will end the third period. The Wonders knocking on the door when we come back. It's South by 9, 23 to 14. We're going to watch the replay here.
Watch at the end of this. Good hard running at the end by Brown to get, 5 extra yards out of that play.
We're going to get some Gatorade and tee it back up. 12 more minutes to come here on Metro 12. Stay with us. Folks, Wonders have it first and goal at the 6-yard line of South. And number 6, Sean Allen, under center. Here's the tailback, Tron Brown, spinning, got about a yard. 40 had a hold of him, about tore his leg off. David T on the stop.
Well, I'm telling you, once David gets a hold of that leg, he just doesn't turn you loose, does he?
Yeah, he said there were some dislocated joints in the backfield tonight for the Wonders. I'll tell you that. Teal will, here you see Coach Rowan. Look at the shirt scheme over here. These guys match up, looking sharp tonight.
I guarantee you now, they got some kind of a uniform package
That's
here.
their traveling uniforms.
Right. Coach's traveling uniform.
Exactly. Second to go from the 5. They'll send Cook in motion. Toss. Whoops. Hold everything. Got a flag.
Somebody may have left a little bit early on that one.
Referee is discussing it. And we will get the call here momentarily. Offside. Somebody lined up the neutral zone. That's a big 5 yards down in that territory once again.
Yeah, because you're still down here where you've got to get the touchdown. You can't pick up the first.
So instead of second and goal at the 5, it will be second and goal at the 10. 11:25 to go in regulation. 9-point lead, so I feel we're going to get another wild finish in this one. Allen with a play fake and the roll. Protection, break it down, and he'll take the punishment out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage, maybe the 9-yard line. Boy, Ramsey Connor just teed off on number 6 that time.
Yeah, it was a good play at first, and Lott had some time there, but he evidently couldn't find a man downfield, had to try and buy some time by rolling out a little bit further, and then he just had to run for his life.
Third down and goal at the 9. Crucial play coming up here. Now, they ran the big side of the field. And they got Isaac Tyndall as one wide out. And you've got Coates the other one. Sheets and Haney in the backfield. Play fake. Allen going to the end zone. He's got Tyndall overthrown. Defending on the play, 16, Tony Probst for the Raiders. That'll bring up 4th down, decision time, and looks like the field goal unit didn't take long to make that decision. Duplessis is on.
With 9 yards to go, you got to make that call and take the 3 to get yourself within a touchdown here. Nice play that last time, just a little bit long on the pass. Tyndall was open.
Tough fade, tough ball to throw the fake, and Marino can do it.
Yeah, but he makes all kinds of money for doing it.
Tyndall will spot it on the near hash mark at the 16-yard line. Duplessis, the soccer-style kicker, will tee it up. 26-yard attempt. Spot, the kick is up. It is long enough, and it is good. The Wonders have drawn back to within 6. 11:01 to go in the ball game. It is now 23-17 in favor of the Raiders. Says you want to use Raider Stadium as it's got 9 points and people were kind of falling asleep a little bit now.
Yeah, but this game is always bizarre, it seems, Randy. You'd have to be insane to leave this thing now.
We may not get home till somebody start cooking breakfast, okay?
Yeah.
Sheets kicks it deep, and it will be Probst at the 12. He's at the 30, and Russell to the ground at the 35-yard line. The kick coverage was number 12 for Kannapolis.
Scott Revis,
the 6'1 junior.
The key here, Randy, is Kannapolis had that timeout at the end of the 3rd quarter where they spiked the ball intentionally to get the extra play off. They also had the long injury timeout for Brown. They kept the ball, they got 3 points, and they got their defense some rest. Now here's where they have to make a big stand.
And the key for the Raiders is, let's put together, even if we don't score, 3 or 4 or 5 first downs, occupy about 6-7 minutes off the clock. What they want to do is drive it about 66 yards and put it in the end zone.
Oh, what a spin move.
Sides looking slick out there, making himself elusive, gets out to the 37-yard line and looks to be shaken up on that play, and the trainer's right there on the spot. It's right on the Raiders sideline, so we'll have an official's timeout with 10:19 to go in the 4th period.
Had Toby Ward and Gene Rivers down there on the tackle for the Wonders, and you know the Raider coaching staff doesn't want to see anything like this.
Man, that's like taking one tire off the car. The machine will not run quite as well. We have got a stoppage in play, and we'll return to South Rowan after this. put the junior Tony Probst in at quarterback for this play. Now, this is a heck of a spot. You're cold, although you played in the game.
Yeah.
But it's a different position when you're under center.
We've seen Probst show some pretty good athleticism here. Let's see what he's able to do. You probably just
hand it
give the ball to Kodish or Torrance and get out of the way here.
2nd down and 6. The exchange the key here at the 37-yard line. And there it is. They fumble the football and a pile up there, and the Raiders fortunate to get the ball back.
And I think Kevin Sides is ready to come back into the game now.
See? I told you. I told you. No gain on the play.
Well, you called it that exchange. It's a little bit different. Every quarterback likes to receive the ball in a little bit different way. Takes his first step a little bit differently.
3rd down and 6 now as Jason Coyer split to the bottom of your screen. Ashante Miller out to the top. Could be the potential receivers in this play. Let's see. Sides drops. Sets up. Throws over the middle. Miller with a great catch behind him. Flag is down. But it may not matter if it's defensive pass interference. Jake Seckler on the coverage, and how did he turn around and catch that? That's a toughie.
And then hang on to it. We've seen a couple of good catches by Miller here, and I think you're right, Randy. I think it's going to be an interference call on Seckler that time. He evidently got there just a little bit before the ball did. Now they're explaining things to Kevin Sides here. Take a look again. See if you can see some contact before the ball gets there. Yeah, it was close. Yeah. Awful close.
Miller spinning, catching it. Had to really spin around to take it. Obviously, they're going to decline that. So the Raiders with a huge play to keep possession at the Kannapolis 47-yard line.
But it seems like every time they need that big play, that big pass, Kevin Sides has come up with the answer.
9 minutes to go in the 4th period. That'll chew up a couple of more, get a couple of more plays here. Kodish, I call his number, and he makes a pretty stiff defense that time, led by 78.
T.R. Butler.
Butler was the 6', 226-pound senior, but leading the charge.
You mentioned it, Randy. It's not all that important. I mean, they'd like to have points, of course, but it's not all that important for them to get points right here. It's more important for them to change the field position game, get the thing down on the Kannapolis end of the field, and chew up that clock.
The next couple of possessions or this series, boy, they're all crucial right now. Clint Ryder flops to the left side of the tight end position on 2nd and 8. Kodish, mishandled snap, and let's see, Kannapolis has come up with the turnover, I believe, yes.
And look who it is.
James Williams has given his offense. And is he fired up or what?
He is tremendous. It seems like in the 4th quarter, every time we see that guy on TV, he comes up with something huge. We got an injured Raider on the field. Looks like number 50, I believe, down there, Randy Steele.
Did not see it. That was away from the big pile of folks there, but I'm not sure if it was a clean exchange between Kodish and Sides.
I think you're right. I think that's what caused it. There was a little bump back there, and that's what made the ball pop loose. It wasn't clean. We'll take a timeout now and come back and reset things for you. 23-17 our score.
Big reason these Raiders are undefeated at this stage. 6', 236-pound seniors, and think of the experience these linemen have out there. Well, it ain't over till it's over. 1st down and 10 at the 45-yard line. Allen kind of hemmed in, no place to go. Maybe a busted play, and it will bust all the way back for a 5-yard loss as Ramsey Connor drags him out of bounds with 8:01 to go in the game.
Ramsey was back there, and he fought off a block and just would not be denied the quarterback. That was a run all the way. As soon as he made his cut, Sean Allen tucked the ball under, and Ramsey Connor was just back there and would not be denied.
Terry Jackson for the Raiders limps off the field, and we'll take a seat. Looks like something in the foot area, and for the Raiders on defense. So, yeah, they're really, the attrition rate getting kind of high here in this contest. 3 wide receivers this time for Sean Allen. Rolls to buy some time. Pumps it upfield. Almost intercepted. Jason Castor. No, yes. It was Cross. Jason Cross. Almost had a pick.
And he came through there at the last minute, Randy. Sean Allen bought himself some time with his running ability and fired the ball upfield. Had a man, but a good recovery by Cross to get in there at the last second and get a hand on him.
Well, the Wonders now trying to capitalize on the fumble recovery. We'll face a huge 3rd down and 15 situation coming up here. at their own 40. There you see Washington, number 82. For Kannapolis, that's Chris Washington, a 230-pound, 6'5" tight end. That's a pretty good blocking guy. That one, it was a straight bootleg all the way, and the Raiders were expecting and guessed right. Kevin Goodale got him for another loss back at about the 35-yard line. They were ready for that one, Woody.
It looks like one of the halftime adjustments the Raiders made is being able to do a better job of containing Allen when he tries to run. 2 times in a row, he tries to keep the ball, and South Moran is all over it.
3 and out, and Isaac Tyndall is on to kick it away. Standing at about his own 25-yard line. Raiders show 8 on the line of scrimmage coming. Boy, what a boot. Cross, back pedals to the 27. Looking to get around the curve. Nope. Man, there's a lot of pursuit on the special team. Jake Seckler leading the charge. And South Rowan will get possession with 7:04 to go in the ballgame.
There was a missed opportunity for the Wonders that time, and now they're going to have to ask that defense to step up one more time. We got some kind of discussion going on with some of the Wonder players and the officials down here right now. There's a penalty flag down there, we understand. Okay.
We couldn't see it. There was so much. Personal foul against Kannapolis.
Oh, that's huge.
So that will be a dead ball foul, and they are going to tack that one on, I believe, from the line of scrimmage.
I think what they're going to say is there was a little bit of extracurriculars on the tackle that time on the run back from the kick. They kind of slung somebody down, or somebody had an extra hit in there.
So every yard is critical, and South Rowan will be setting up shop pretty good right now. They're on 44-yard line. Great field position. And the referee says, why that clock? We're down to 7 minutes to go. Kevin Sides and company trying to do something that I don't think a South Rowan team has ever done. Beat A.L. Brown 2 consecutive times. Keeping it on the ground, maybe a yard as the pile moves backwards. Kodish held on to the ball that time.
When we talked about adjustments, it looks like one of the adjustments the Wonders made at halftime is sealing up that middle for Kodish. He's tried that a few times here in the second half and really hasn't been able to break much out of it like he did in the first half.
Quaterus Brown on the stop along with Joey Teal. Now, we mentioned the Teals. Joey's a junior for the Wonders. He's 241 pounds. That's a hoss.
No doubt.
That's 73. That's even bigger once I said that, doesn't it? Second down and 9 for South. Sides with a little play fake, brought down from behind. Yes, that's the man I just talked about, number 73, Joey Teal. Nobody picked him up, I don't believe.
Well, that play, a couple of ball fakes in there. Then Sides looked like he was trying to find somebody upfield, and it developed a little bit slowly. By the time it did, Teal was there.
Quickness of feet for Mr. Teal, and he says, well, I'm not going to let David outdo me on defense here. So there, these guys are back and forth. Well, what a rivalry. Opposite teams. We got that mother that called, or talking about her cousins and everything. Well, she's torn between 2.
Defenses are starting to take control here a little bit, Randy.
3rd and 14, and Sides will air it out. Miller, incomplete, no flag. Defended on the play by Jake Seckler. The South fans think there should be a flag, but maybe I was leaving it all the way. Incidental contact. The official says, yeah.
A little bit of contact down the field that time. They got some separation, but Miller was able to get away and get open down there, but he couldn't quite reel the ball in just off his fingertips. There's Coach Bruce Harden.
That would have been a killer completion. And instead, game of inches, South will have to punt with 5:21 to go. This one won't count.
What a kick. Shame to waste that one. That's a good kick. He dropped it.
This is here. I got a good arm. He did 20 yards in the air. Didn't even flutter.
Chris Helms.
Yeah, Chris is saying, well, I can drop this one then. I think South Rowan didn't have enough guys on the field, maybe.
So they had to burn a timeout?
Perhaps. I think that is the question. Okay, Kannapolis didn't have enough guys on the field. Okay.
Now we
Late's
got
off the timeout.
All right.
It's hard enough to play him with 11 when you're a man down.
Inside of 5.5 minutes, you don't want to have to waste a timeout unnecessarily. You might need it at the end.
There you see Helms. He is a 6'1", 140-pound senior. That is normally A.J. Lott's position there. So there's Helms calling on now. Got to be thinking, you know, you're a high school kid. What are you thinking back there? Biggest game of your career.
Oh, man, he's thinking run right down the field and score a touchdown and put his team on top. That's what he's thinking.
Here come the Wonders. And they got it. Blocked the football. Picked up by Kannapolis. They're running the other way. This is Sheets, and the Wonders will have it at the 11-yard line. Special teams, Woody. Boy, how crucial, how big is that in a game?
Maybe we can take a look at that again and see who actually got the block. We saw that Sheets picked the ball up after it came loose. It looked like Williams was there. It looked like also, let's see, maybe Butler?
I'm not sure from that angle, but I tell you one thing, that was just like that was a wave that just went through there. So Kannapolis with 5:15 to go has it first down and 10 at the South Rowan 11-yard line. They're down by 6, folks. What a huge break. It will be Haney, and the Raiders defense has risen to the occasion temporarily. They stopped him for a tremendous loss, led by Kevin Goodell.
He was in the backfield almost before that play got started.
Boy, this one is one of those for the books. Is that what they say?
Well, the defenses, Randy, both ways are playing some great ball right now. The defenses have taken charge of this game here in the last couple of series.
Remember, Kannapolis was down here earlier and had to settle for a field goal. As you see Kevin Sides on the sideline now. Now we have an official stoppage of play here. I don't think the clock ran.
Yeah, they're looking up at the clock like something's wrong there.
It was 5:15 when that last play started, so I knew somebody was keeping score. Yeah. The South guys are saying, hey, listen, we give them some free. Did they buy extra minutes free on the weekend for their cellular or what? You know? What kind of deal is this? Now,
let's see, the official's going to come over here now and tell them what to wind it down to. He can get some communication.
I would probably say at least 30 seconds, 35 seconds. Now, they've had some bugs in the PA system here tonight. They finally got everything worked out.
The players are ready to go down there. The official's still talking to both coaches. He's going to run all the way across the field and earn his money tonight. Bruce Harden, too.
Or did the clock break? Lord knows us hope they don't want to keep it on the field here.
Oh, my
benefit
goodness.
of all the folks in attendance tonight.
Because it looks like every tick's going to be critical tonight.
Well, we're talking to Coach Harden now and his assistants on the far sideline.
Coach Harden's nodding his head. Evidently, it's nothing he's upset about, so it must just be some kind of a malfunction there. They're not acting like they're going to wind the clock down. Players are ready.
It will be for the clock. Well, the down marker didn't even change, Woody, so it would be second down. So apparently it is. It will be kept on the field. So oh man, what a time!
Oh my goodness.
What a time for it to go out. So 5:15 was the last time it ran, and Sheets will get back to the line of scrimmage and go inside the 10-yard line down to the 9-yard line.
Frozen in time.
So we will try to keep abreast of that as best we can, folks. They will be probably announcing this from time to time. But what a time for the Gremlins to get into the hardware there.
Boy, didn't we say something weird always happens in this rivalry?
Oh yeah. It's third down, folks. Third down. They still need 7. At the 9. Misdirection, Haney up the middle, 5-1, touchdown! It's tied.
That's the same play we saw earlier, Randy, that misdirection where it comes back with Haney up the middle and it was wide open again. He coasted into the end zone.
They haven't called it that much, but in the goal line situations, it's worked to perfection. Boy, what a turnaround. Kannapolis has stormed back from 9 points down in the final, the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Look at that hole. Look at that.
What a job of blocking by the offensive line. This is the big one right now. Chris Duplessis, talk about pressure on a young man. Isaac Tyndall the hole to try to give the Wonders the lead. It's up. It's long enough. It is good. After after the fumble recovery. 3 plays and 11 yards, and Kannapolis has come storming back, and they lead by 1. Turns and the momentum in this game. The difference was that missed extra point by South. That's the difference in the game right now.
That's right. You think it might be the safety or the field goal or something like that, but a missed extra point, they always say it comes back to haunt you, and right now it is.
Of course, the big difference was the block punt.
Yeah, that was a huge play.
Now, do they kick it deep to Probst or Cross? Or do they squib it? If you squib it, you're going to give South a little bit better field position. It won't be as deep. Let's see what Sheets decides to do. Well, there's the kind of the line driver. Ooh, tough to handle. Cross will get it at about the 15, and here he comes. 30. Brought down at the 31-yard line. On the kick coverage, 77, I believe, for Kannapolis. No, we don't have it set at 37.
It's the kicker.
Sheets makes
The kicker runs down there and makes a tackle.
I had to do a double take on that. I said, no way. Jeff Sheets, what a game.
Now, the thing to keep in mind here, Randy, inside 5 minutes, as you mentioned, Torrance has really not been
utilized, maybe.
right to handle the ball here in the second half very much, and now it's getting to the point where South needs to move down the field.
Probably about 4 minutes to go in the game. The clock, as we said, inoperative. It just went out with 5:15 to go. Here's Sides, plenty of time. Pressure breaks down, intercepted. Jeremy Cook coming back the other way. He'll have it out of bounds inside the 30-yard line, and it looks to me like the quarterback shaking up. Boy, Sides took a pop right as he let the ball go.
Amazing. What a recovery by the Wonders. And he had some pressure coming from his backside, Kevin did, and he never saw it. I believe he took a shot just as he let that go.
The game far from over, but as Coach Van Hoy said on Headliners, man, we got all the intangibles not going in our favor. Bruce Hart's team has never won, lost 2 games in a row. They just got beat last week. They're coming over here. They're going to be mad.
But everything, just a few minutes ago, Randy, everything was going South way. They had a 9-point lead. We're driving in Kannapolis territory. And since then, the wheels have come on.
Man, oh man. Only in high school athletics.
You never know.
Allen and company now. Here goes Brown up the middle. He's inside the 10-5. He will score.
Amazing.
What a finish Kannapolis is putting on. What a second. Well, what the last 6-8 minutes of this game. Unbelievable.
And you know that sophomore Brown, he is having a massive game all of a sudden, Randy. He's come up with big play after big play. Watch this.
Look at the hole they got.
Nobody touches it. If somebody got an arm on him and then there again, but that's not enough to bring him down once he's got a head of steam.
30-23. It's a 7-point lead, Woody. Now, here's a big extra point for Kannapolis. Kannapolis, if anything, may have scored too quickly.
Yeah, now if they don't get this, it leaves the door open for the Raiders. It still does because you've always got the 2-point conversion. Could it come down to that in overtime? Well, I'm not even, no,
don't even think that far ahead, okay? Isaac Tindall, the hole for Chris DePlissy once again. Chris has been a busy young man here in the last couple of minutes. Snap, spot, the kick is up, and it is good. Timeout on the field. Closing minutes of the 4th period. The Wonders are up by 8. Points after leading by 9. It seemed like just 3 blinks of the eye ago.
This is amazing. What a turnaround.
Kannapolis has come storming back. They scored, a field goal, I think, a minute and a half to go in the 3rd period, and then the wheels really fell off. The block punt just seemed to... Is this the same Wonder team that played the first 3 quarters? That's unbelievable.
Somebody lit a fire under him for sure.
Sheets keeps it deep, and Cross will field at the 14-yard line. Up the middle. What a tackle. Gene Rivers has put his body on the line tonight, and he's getting up slowly, but boy, it won't hurt as much as it's not hurting as much as it did, say, 30 minutes ago.
And there's Kevin Sides getting his instructions to go back in. We believe it's got to be sometime close to 3 minutes to go in the game right now, so he can't afford to fool around and try and chew up clock or ball control or anything. He's got to get him down the field smartly right here.
31-23, Wonders on top. Don't forget, the 2-point conversion is in effect in high school football. So South is down, but they've still got a flicker here. And Sides back to pass. Looking, going deep. He's got Coates overthrown. Tindall on the coverage for Kannapolis. Boy, the fans they were kind of laid back, la land here, things under control. You know, now everybody, I don't know why they charged to sell these seats because nobody's using them tonight.
Yeah, well, the Raider fans are kind of quiet. The Wonder fans are rocking over there. The band is dancing. Everybody's hooting and hollering and having a good time. But this one is far from over.
It was 17-14 South at the end of the first half, and then things kind of went into a dormancy stage in the third period. And believe it or not, people are leaving.
Unbelievable.
To beat the traffic? Come on. Sides on 2nd and 10. Pressure out in the flat. He's got Torrance, and Chris slipped as he tried to make his cut at the 30-yard line.
And big James Williams was right inside space that time as he threw it. He got it away, but Torrance slipped trying to make his move.
I think the defensive strategy now for Kannapolis, they say 93. Just line it up and go. Don't worry about anything. Just rush the passer.
Yeah, you know what? Right here, they're going to have to be throwing, so you can pin your ears back and go hard.
3rd down and 9 at the 31-yard line. Sides. Good protection. This time will go deep. He's got Miller up one. Off the fingertips. He had Miller. If he had a completed it, he was out of bounds, but Miller took a tough ball right there on the track.
Yeah, he hit that asphalt as he came down. He may have skinned his arm on that as he slid across at that time, but I think he would, even had he been able to bring that in, I think he was going to be out of bounds.
Well, it brings 4th down and 9. You got to go for it. You don't have enough time left, I don't believe, to punt it and hope the defense can hold. Especially the way Kannapolis' offense is on fire right now.
So play of the game right here. Kevin Sides trying to get the call in. They're waiting for Miller to get back to the huddle right now. They're going to have to take a timeout here or get a delay of game, I believe.
Well, it is down to perhaps one play here for South Rowan in this contest, and the coaches will come on, and we'll wait and see what strategy they have are going to apply. We'll keep it right here for the closing minutes of this game. Our Ridgewood Palms player of the game coming up.
Boy, who do you pick now? You could give it to the whole Kannapolis defense.
Well, we may give it to the whole team before it's over with. We could, you know, and don't forget the fine performances now. You don't have to be on the winning team to get it either.
Yeah.
But our calls get tougher and tougher, and you know, Chris Kodish, a great player. Kevin Sides has had a steady game tonight on the South Rowan side. That guy right here, 34 in the huddle. What an inspiration. And you may not have to do, you know, James Williams with a big fumble recovery. Sheets. I mean, you know, it could be anybody.
Hopefully somebody will make another big play here and make it a little bit easier for us. We have to pick. We may have to get Steve Gant to vote and break the tie here.
Yeah, I think
I hate when that happens.
4th down and 9. Pressure coming, and it will be Reeder who got the sack. And Kannapolis' offense will take over. He could give it to the whole defense the way they have just come back. So Kannapolis now, but just to run the clock out here, and once again, we are not sure of the exact time of this game. 25-yard line of the Raiders. South Rowan, if this goes up, will suffer their first defeat of the 95 campaign. Kannapolis will go 2-1 on the year. Sean Allen, toss to Haney. There he goes inside the 20-yard line down to about the 17-yard line.
He had Probst and Cross down there on the tackle.
Kendall Haney, once again, he's a player of the game candidate.
He's having a big one.
And the offensive line, I mean, you know.
You got to look at Tron Brown, too. He's got some big runs tonight.
The chain gang crew, they've done a good job tonight. The bands, we can name anybody.
We'll just throw the trophy down there and let them fight over it. How about that?
Well, I don't know. That thing is a very valuable possession there. 2nd down and 4. Haney hits a red sea of tacklers that time. And South will be forced to call another timeout. They do in the closing seconds of this contest. Trying to conserve the precious ticks right now. The clock is the ally of the Wonders at this stage.
And we don't know how many ticks are left on that clock, but it's got to be getting right down to it now.
Well, if you like high school football, hope you'll join us again next week for a Metro 12 Game of the Week. I think Wednesday night we'll have headliners at 8 o'clock live in our studio, and I think we get to go to Tiger Town next week, don't we, Mount Pleasant?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we get to see Henry Thompson Tigers on their home turf, and that will be against kind of an arch rival down there from Stanley County.
So we get to go over there and check out some of those good hamburgers, too.
Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, they've already got the grill fired up, I understand.
Yeah.
They are so good that our very own Steve Gant, who is going on vacation, will be coming back especially for that. He says he's coming back to help us do the ballgame.
I know why he's coming back. He's not fooling anybody.
We'll make sure he's got plenty of mustard and some little Tabasco sauce needed in the meat there. So Kannapolis with I don't want to say a miraculous comeback here, but just maybe an improbable comeback. But that's why these coaches, I guess, continue to coach, and
that's why they get gray hairs.
Exactly. You never know how they're going to respond in situations. And boy, lessons in life are learned a lot on the field. And somebody jumped, I think, for the Wonders on the offensive line. Responding to adversity, the situation here, Kannapolis has done that tonight. Now Coach Rick Van Hoy is probably going to challenge his troops. As you see, the long faces starting to get longer on the south sidelines. They're going to come back. These young men are tested, character, very strong, and two good programs, so they won't have to work too hard to get them back up.
Yeah, and keep in mind that as far as conference races go, this doesn't mean anything in terms of whether these teams will go to the playoffs or not.
And tomorrow morning, all these kids will be down at the mall cruising. Maybe tonight.
Look at that.
22, Tron Brown is on fire. He's just possessed out there tonight. He will have yardage down to about the 14-yard line, out of bounds on the far sidelines.
He's running hard out there right now, Randy. He wants this game bad.
Bruce Harden on the sidelines. Wonders just need to run the clock out now. They were down, as we said, 23-14 at one time. Once they got it rolling, they never looked back tonight here in the fourth quarter. Here's the sneak by Allen. He'll go down to the 4-yard line. That'll be first down and 10 again. First and goal now for the Wonders.
And they're moving it down the field. You see they're trying to make sure they take as much time as they can between plays to get it down as close as possible.
Kendall Haney started all the fireworks off tonight with a long john of about 58 yards, and the Wonders are on the board. South came back. Kannapolis took a 14-7 lead, and then it was the Raiders for the middle part of the game. It's, I guess, not how you play the middle or the start, it's how you finish.
Yeah, well, are they going to get a delay game call here?
I believe so.
Yeah, they're trying to eat that clock up. They don't need more points right now.
So that'll punch them back to about the 9-yard line. There you see the South Rowan coaching staff. You see these guys, hey, you know, they've got a great job preparing their team. Just a great ball game for anybody who wanted to come out and witness this thing this week. And I think, as I understand, they were paying money back. They said, man, we've had so much fun watching this game, we're going to pay you a couple extra dollars. So the coffers will be full. Here's the quarterback keep, and Allen tried to bounce to the outside, and the Raiders
took it away.
The ball. There was the whistle blow. I believe the whistle had blown. What a bizarre play that would have been. Had it been a split second later, Jason Cross would have had a touchdown.
That's what you teach. You try and keep the back stood up so you can get in there and get some hands around the ball and try and strip it.
Boy, a game of inches, a game of seconds that time. Gene Rivers is saying, hold on to the ball. You see him 85.
Yeah.
Gene said,
keep your eye on the ball.
The senior says, man, I tell you, this is my last shot through now. Second down and 7. Allen, boy, I tell you, that is a hot commodity right now, that football. And he just put 2 big old hands on it and cradled it as if it was a big old gold nugget.
3rd and goal now. Kannapolis just doing what they've got to do, keeping a tight grip on the ball. And
the game game is over.
That's it.
That will be your ball game. 31-23, the Wonders come back to claim a victory here tonight over the Raiders of South Rowan. We'll be back with some post-game comments after this timeout. We're going to get a chance to talk to some of the participants who are chewing their nails on the sidelines like we were up here. Let's go to the field right now. Here's Steve Gann.
Thanks, Randy and Woody. We're here with two smiling faces. I tell you what a ball game. First of all, on my left, Sean Brown, congratulations on behalf of Metro 12. Ridgewood Holmes, the player of the game. I tell you, 74 big yards, but it was 74 yards when they counted the crucial yards.
Hey, don't count it on me, count it on my linemen. My linemen, worked very well. We had a setup so we won't have to go both ways, so the defense or the line won't get so tired. So, I like to thank Coach Hart for not letting the line go both ways. So I give all my thanks to the line and a couple of key blocks to my fullback. He did a couple of key blocks on the linebacker. We've been practicing all week, and we did pretty good, and I thank y'all.
Again, congratulations. You guys really wanted it to come out in the fourth quarter there and prove that you wanted it bad enough.
Yeah, Coach Hart told us to step it up. He told the running backs and everybody to step it up. Since we lost AJ, the team got kind of a little down and stuff. But, we stepped it up. We did this for AJ.
Well, again, congratulations. Coach Bruce Hart, I'll tell you what, a smile on your face for the first time in about 2 hours now. It was a game of momentum. You come out, scored early on a big play. We talked early, big plays will win this ball game. And I tell you, I've never seen a ball game so filled with big plays, whether it was, fumbles, the whole key, the whole 9 yards.
It was exciting. I think we had a good game plan, and the guys executed. I thought in the first half, the kicking game is what got us in trouble. But I think when we came back in the fourth quarter and blocked out, the kicking game saved us. So it's a real integral part of what we do, and it really helps you down the stretch. And this was a great team effort. I tell you what, these kids don't know how to stop. They know how to respond like they did Monday at practice, and they know how to come from behind tonight, and it's just a pleasure being a part of the coaching staff with them.
Well, coming from behind was the key. It was in fourth period. You guys seemed to be out of the ball game. 9 points down, South Rowan had the ball moving. All of a sudden, boom, it turned around and went your way. What'd you tell the guys?
Well, basically, just said it when we kicked that field goal, we said, hey, we're down 6, and then another touchdown. There was plenty of time that 6 points would tie the game. 7 would put us ahead. So I think they really started to believe, and I think all along, except for the couple of times we had poor field position, they believed they could move the football tonight.
I think they did. I tell you, what a ball game. I mean, it was, it seemed like momentum your way, momentum South Rowan's way, just a game of momentum the whole night.
That's what high school football's all about. So it was exciting, and I guess you do feel relaxed right now, but it was some tough moments. That was a great ball game.
It was a great ball game. Bruce, congratulations on a great victory. Let you get to your team and celebrate.
Thanks so much. Okay.
Okay, guys, back to you.
Okay, thanks, Steve. We'll be back to take a look at those. There's going to be a lot of them, stats, when we return to South Rowan High School after this timeout. Here's an important message for everyone. Welcome back to Raider Stadium. 31-23. A.L. Brown over South Rowan tonight. Let's take a look at some of those final stats as compiled by Ron Moon. And South Rowan, once again, evenly balanced the rushing and passing department, Woody.
Yeah, they had a pretty good offensive night. They had some ball control. Like Steve said in the interview, they were driving with a 9-point lead and looked to be in control of the game. 11 first downs, 7 out of 16 through the air, but those 3 turnovers, you saw a 0 there in the halftime stats. 3 turnovers in the second half, that was tremendous. 3 penalties for 25 yards and 4 punts.
And for the A.L. Brown Wonders, once again, look at the rushing stats there.
Yeah, 256. We want to make sure we give a call to Kendall Haney. He had over 100 of those yards and a couple of touchdowns. We could have easily given him player of the game. 30 yards through the air, but they seem to be all big. 286 total, 12 first downs, 3 out of 7 through the air. 2 turnovers for Kannapolis, 8 penalties for 55 yards. A lot of those were costly, but they were able to overcome it, and 3 punts.
Well, we can't say anything else tonight except congratulations. What a heck of a game. Final score once again, 31-23. A.L. Brown of Kannapolis over South Rowan. For Rob Moon, Steve Gant, Woody Kane, I'm Randy Whitley saying thanks for being with us. See you Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for Headliners.